Hey, so I just wanted to separate my outpost phase from my actual failed attempts. We'll call it my second correct attempt at the Quattro Library, which is actually my sixth attempt overall because I did four attempts wrong. But that's a whole nother thing. We've already discussed that. So let's go ahead and do a quick outpost phase. So this is what happens. This is thematically what happens to Adrian Royce. They're fighting. It's going for it. The robots in front of them are pushing through. Suddenly they attack and they just start blowing up. Boom, boom. Adrian and Royce are just trying to dodge it, and they manage to avoid immediate obliteration. But they look up and Royce is there's there's two cannons left. Boom, boom. They hear coming up behind them a big robot. That robot that they never quite finished off. Boom, boom. And next thing you know, the lights start to dim, and Adrian falls, or Royce falls. And Adrian's, Royce, what's happening? It's too much. We can't take it. Adrian looks around. There's a couple of there's still more, and she falls to the ground as well. The lights go out. Next thing they know, they wake up in a cot at Frosthaven. They're sitting there, lying there, and as I stated at the end of my last stream, a nurse explains to them that they were just delivered to the doors of Frosthaven the night before. It was touch and go all night. They were near death. Adrian and Royce wonder how they got there, and the nurse tells them, "We don't know. You were at the door when we opened the doors this morning. We know you were out there at least through the night, and so it was early this morning, like in the middle of the night, and we brought you in, and you guys were just in bad shape for the last many hours. We've been watching over you. We weren't even sure that you were alive when we picked you up, and beyond that, we know nothing about how you got here." Adrian and Royce are sitting there going, they're checking their stuff. They realize that they have some ideas in their head. They've learned a lot from this trip, but it's frustrating that they're back here. They realize, they go, how much time has passed? And the nurse says, "Well, I don't know. You've been gone for at least a week. Before you came back, we were starting to wonder if you were ever going to return." And Adrian looks up out of her cot. "What do you mean? Are you saying that you guys were losing faith in us?" "Well, it was a week. We're pretty sure that it shouldn't have taken that long to go check out a couple machines." "Couple machines?" "There were terrible, terrible things down there. We got mauled by many machines. On the way there, we fought with machines just getting down there. These broken down, rickety machines that were hitting and pounding us. And then we go into a library where there's these monstrous ones that just crash through everything and were bearing down on us. Cannons. Who puts cannons in a library?" Adrian's getting all wound up. "I don't understand that. It's like I understand. Doesn't that wreck the books? When somebody attacks using cannons in a library, you're going to destroy the place." And rest assured, they did. There was debris everywhere: robots, books, fires, explosions. That library's wrecked. And to boot, we gotta still get through there. We can't let this this place go on like this. Whatever's going on down there has got to be figured out and stopped. And she's like, "Whoa, dear, that does sound terrible. I hope you're able to resolve that quickly before they become a threat to Frosthaven itself." "Well, that's the goal. But man, that was the most. It just don't make sense." "No, I'd imagine not," the nurse says. So anyway, they recover for a day or two more as the week progresses, and ultimately they're going to complete an outpost phase. Now, in this outpost phase, the normal standard process is passage of time, which is going to give us another week of burnout. So, where'd my pencil go? All right, so we're in town. That gives us another check marks on the progression in time. Now we're getting close to another spot on the clock here, or kind of a key spot. We did not succeed. Time passed, and there's not really much else to do just yet. But when we reach the next week, there's going to be two more scenario things we have to read. I don't know what that's going to do, but it could be a problem. Now, after we do passage of time, not much is going to happen at this time, because in some events you cannot pass outside of time when a set of 10 boxes in the calendar has been filled. All right, so there's nothing else. We're going to have a season once we get to another 5 or 6 of them. Now we have to do an outpost event. This is basically the same things we would always do with an outpost event. We're basically back in town. We're recovering. We're waiting for, stuff to happen. So we're going to go ahead and pull out the Outpost event cards. I think it's those. Yep. Inactive, inactive, inactive. We'll flip this around. Active Outpost events. Just randomly grab one. So first thing that happens. I'm trying to explain that's the very root cause of all this. They're not aggressive by nature. Violet, the local lurker researcher, is pleading on the street with Mayor Satz. Right, and they have terrifying claws and razor-sharp protrusions because they're peaceful? Satha's having none of it. I swear, guys, the mayor's a female. I probably should have given her a male voice on that one. Violet is nervously balling up her purple scarf, clearly on the verge of a breakdown. Please, you have to understand. My research suggests... Satha cuts her off. No. Your research suggests the capital is willing to waste resources. Resources that could be better put to use protecting the people of this outpost from those very same lurkers you so desperately want to repaint as benevolent. I'll be confiscating your supplies for the defense effort. Our options are, we're standing there apparently, watching what's going on. We can come to Violet's aid. There's more to the lurkers. Or B, we can back up Satha's assessment. Lurker research is a waste of resources. Now, I don't believe that. I think you got enemies out there, or you got stuff going on. It's probably good to know as much as you can about it. And that's Adrian's point of view. Adrian is all about trying to get to know what's going on. That's Adrian's thing. I mean, Adrian is just, she wants to know more about her enemies. Now, that may not be the case in the books, but in this one, that's her thing. She's Hadrian's brother. Royce, on the other hand, is Royce, and he's traveling with Adrian this time instead of Hadrian. Royce, on the other hand, is more like, well, more defenses is pretty good, though, and we don't know anything about these lurkers, and really, since when are these monsters ever friendly? I don't know. Do we really want to risk the lives of people doing this? Adrian's like, no. We're not going to have ourselves going into these battles not knowing as much as we can about our enemies. I don't have a problem with helping defend people, but I'm not going to do it blindly. I want to know about my enemies, and if she's willing to help us do that, I think we should back her up. Royce says, all right, I'm willing to give in to you on this. I can go either way on it. I like defense, but you're right. It's good to know your enemy. And therefore, if they are enemies at all. And with that, they step up to the mayor. You interview the heated discussions and provide some reports from the field. Yes, the lurkers can be impressive adversaries, but there are indications there's more to their actions. Violet is visibly relieved at your help. Satha grunts, Fine. You think there's a value here? Introduce her to the guards. But if the crackpot ideas don't pan out, I'm holding it against you lot. Add event W62 to the Winter Outpost deck. Okay. So what does that mean? Do I just like shuffle it in? I guess, huh? What is it? W062 to the Winter Outpost deck. So that's probably inactive cards. Is there a W062? There it is, W062. Now, obviously, I don't want to read it yet. We'll put it in with the actives. I imagine we just shuffle it in because they're not, I don't think they're supposed to be in order. Yep. Yeah. So we'll just shuffle that up. I'm getting hungry. What do you think? It's almost dinner time. Even if I do play again. But I might have to take a break. So we'll do my Outpost phase. And if I don't do a game later, I'll do one tomorrow. I'm going to level up, get Outpost phase, get myself all nice and ready. That's what I'm doing right now. So let's get this done. All right, Outpost event is done. Nothing happened too terribly bad yet, but we are doing defense checks now. Oh, we don't have to do that. The whole Outpost event is done, completed. Building operations. Now we can try to build stuff up. Obviously, we're going to try to do that. You always build up if you can. I don't really have a lot more resources though, seeing as we didn't accomplish too much. We'll see what resources we have in the event of actually trying to build up a building. So, oops, I actually need this card still. So, oops, nope, that's not it. Now there are board cards we can do. So we added the mining camp last time. Now we don't get anything. We had no morale, no prosperity, nothing like that because we died. So we're just back. Time has passed. Nothing's accomplished in the sense of the town. So really, all we really have going for us is any kind of upgrades we can do to the town naturally. So let's just do another camp. Let's do a mining camp. No, that is mining camp. We can't do anything else. Hunting lodge maybe, huh? Hunting lodge is pelts. Are we low on pelts? What are we most low on? We already did metal. We've got decent amount of wood. Pelts are kind of low. So let's go build up. Let's go do pelts. Pelts are on the board. It's not actually in here, but if we want to do we did a mining camp. Level 1 hunting lodge. I'm assuming we have the stuff for it. Let's go look at the board and make sure. I don't know, maybe we don't. The board. You can only do one upgrade, one build, one anything. So, hunting lodge. Well, we have the prosperity. It takes 4 lumber. Did we give any to Frosthaven? Oh, yeah, they have quite a bit. All right, so Frosthaven needs 4 lumber, 1 iron, 2 pelts. Oh, yeah. Four lumber, though. That's a lot. What else do we need? 10 gold. Okay. Oh, wait. No. 4, 1, 2, and 10. 10 gold, yeah. All right, so we got 10 gold. We got to put 10 gold down. Probably should have built up our defenses pretty soon too. And make something? You mean for dinner? No, probably not. If she did, she didn't tell me. Let's see. Nope. No notifications from Anne say, hey, I made dinner. She didn't. So, nope, it's probably going to be fend for myself. Yeah, I'm on my own. Sometimes she makes dinner and doesn't tell me, and then I go up there and there's food. I'm like, why didn't you tell me, man? I'm starving. I would have come up and ate. So that gave me one prosperity. Because that's what those things do. Okay, so we did a build, which is kind of what you can do. You can all build or upgrade or whatever. I constructed, I built. We are moving forward. All right, so that said, we have done our building operations, because you're only allowed to build one thing per outpost phase. Short of something coming along that lets you do more, but right now it's only one. Now we have downtime. Now's the part where it's good. This is the getting good part. I get a level up. You know Savinicus? Yeah, exactly. That's what she would say. She's like, well, maybe if you weren't on the computer all day long or streaming all day long, you could be up here eating. It's like, well, I wouldn't do it all day long if you tell me there's food to eat. Slap! Oh, no, I wouldn't go quite like that. She'd just roll her eyes at me. You know, Savinicus, you can play this with me. You should come and take on a character. It could be one of these, or you can add your own third character. You can join Royce and Adrian in this battle. And it doesn't have to be regularly. You could just do it when you want to. It would be like when I go to do an outpost phase, you'd be like, you come and join us. And like we pick you up at the local tavern and you say, hey, I want to go join. I don't think there's any reason why I can't just adjust the scenario for the number of people playing. And you can come by and add a little color to it. To the game, you know, color commentary. It's an idea. It doesn't have to be every time. I told Dana, and kind of like guest stars. That's true. He could even try to play if he wants to. I mean, he can play 4 characters. I mean, he's old enough. He could probably figure it out. I know the rules well enough now. Well, mostly, where I could just like pick you 2 guys up at the local tavern at Frosthaven and bring you along. Now you would take on some of the unlocked characters that already exist, and you would adjust your levels according to the rules for whenever new characters come in, and those characters would just be available to you whenever you decide to join. Now I'm trying to play one scenario a week, and you can play every week or every other week or every once a month, whatever you want. And we'll just kind of keep your characters according to the rules leveled up. But if you want to earn our characters or kind of know what's going on in the story, it's probably good to play a little bit more often. But it's up to you. Oh yeah, you know, I would be awesome. My paint station is here, you know. I could gladly set up one of these tables and we could all paint. I could set up 2 of these tables and we could all just paint stuff. That would be cool. Anyway, downtime. Level up. This is the part I wanted to do. All right, so all my guys are ready to level up. They've got enough experience to do this. Adrian's got 96, and Royce has 103, but 95 is all they need. So they are both level 3 now. Now there's rules for when you create a new character on how leveling up goes. It's based on the level, I think it's based on the level of Frosthaven. So it's like the level of Frosthaven +1 or something like that. Something like that, yeah. So I think whenever you create a new character, you would pick one of those. You would be probably level 1 or 2 right now. And then the scenario, you add together all the levels of the character and divide by 2. And that's the scenario. I mean, that's the level of the scenario. It's actually divide by 2 plus 1. It's kind of weird. Anyway, so leveling up, if the character's experience is enough, if a character's level is lower than... Okay, so what it is this is how you do it. If the character's level is lower than half the current prosperity level rounded up, They may level up during the downtime step without meeting the experience requirement, even multiple times, as long as their level does not exceed half the current prosperity level rounded up. After they level up, set their experience total to match the experience requirement of their new level. The method of leveling up is optional, unlike leveling up through experience. So you have to level up through experience, but you don't have to level up that current way. But that's just if you get falling behind. Leveling up can only be done during the outpost phase. Characters can level up during a scenario or even between scenarios. When a character levels up, they must add ability card. Add one new ability card to their pool. Okay, so let's do Royce first, shall we? Let's look at the new coolness. Oh, that's Adrian. So to the pool. Okay, so you get more cards added to the pool each time. But you still only get 10 cards available to you at any one scenario, at least for these guys. I get the impression that it wouldn't have a note to say how many your guy gets. See, here, right there on the card, it says 10. That means he gets 10 cards for each scenario. Now, there may be a guy or two that gets more cards. I'm guessing there would be, or that wouldn't even be on there. So, that is the thing for these guys. Now, we will... I'm just kind of cleaning up a little bit so I have some room. Now, I'm not putting this away because I know I want to still do another scenario. If not tonight, tomorrow, or whatever. So it's just trying to get it out of the way. All right. So Adrian's cards are right here. Now, the way it does it is you get one card from the ability pool for level 3. You don't have to take a level 3 card, but while you put the level 3 card, you choose from the 2 or 3 level 3 cards that there are, and you put one in your pool. So you don't even get them all. Now, one of the options you can do is not take a level 3 ability card. You could take another level 2 ability card. Like, for example, this is the level 2 card I chose not to take last time. Now, if I look at the level 3 cards and go, what the heck is that in the middle of my... Oh, I don't know, that's weird. Okay, so if I choose not to take either of the level 3 cards, which are these two, there's only 2 options. These are the 2 level 3 cards. If I look at those and go, yeah, I like the level 2 card better, I can take that one and add it to my pool. But keep in mind, if you take a level, once you've taken a card, you can't change anything until the next time you level. So you're kind of stuck until the next time you level. In fact, I'm not even sure you can take cards out. I think you kind of have to choose. I think you're just constantly building up. There is a way I think you can respec your guys. Maybe you can only do it during levels. I don't know. But so my choices are between the 2 level 3s and the level 2. So my options are these. Meat Grinder, which is the level 2 one, does 4 damage, and I never really realized that. Because it's doing 4 damage. I don't have any cards in my entire thing that can do 4 damage. That's really nice. Okay. I should have probably thought about that when I took the 1/2 card I did. Also, it gives you movement of 3, and it heals 1. What the heck? What level 2 card did I take? That seems really good. What did I take? Here it is. Pinning Charge. Grant 3 allies within 4, movement of 2. Range of 3, shoot something. Now that's nice, having range of 3. See, here's the problem with this guy's his main problem is... okay, so it's healing of 1 and regen. But the good thing is it's on the bottom half. See, he doesn't have very many actions that are included with his movements. Almost always it's one thing or the other. So it's kind of nice that he's got that option. Plus, a 4 attack is nice, but again, it requires a rather odd configuration to actually get it off. But it does do wound, which is very nice. Okay. Because wounding is what I would have liked to do more often here. And there's some pretty good scenarios where I think that setup could happen. But these are the new ones. These are the bigger and betters, right? Oh my gosh, look at that puppy. Head of the hammer. 7 damage. 7 damage. And it's a one-time use card, but you get 3 experience when you do it. That's huge. 3 experience, 7 damage, and it stuns the other guy, which means he can't move. It's basically like my hammer, except it does it with damage and crushes. Also, his bottom move is 4 movement. All allies within 1. No, not all allies. Just everybody within 1 gets muddled. So I can move up on a crowd, and all the guys in there are gonna get muddled, which means disadvantage when they attack next. Plus, I get to reinfuse the wind. Yeah, see, this one's a banner. I like banners, but they have to be adjacent. It has no movement. It's got good health, but I have to keep that thing next to us. It's so hard to keep guys next to a banner. You could drop it right next to you, and if you're in a corner and you're being trapped and it's just sitting there next to you guys and you're fighting, maybe. But that's really hard. But let them come. It's a decent, it's a wall blocker. They're all coming up on you. You can hit everybody in this little circle. It does 2 damage to everybody in that zone, and it poisons them all, which is nice. So you can maybe hit 3 guys. 2 health. The ally and the blue hex of the attack ability and self. So basically both people involved in the attack would get 2 health. So doing damage and healing both of your guys under that one attack is really good too. So that's a tough decision. I only get 1 of these 3 cards. I don't know if I can take out the pinning charge, but again, losing out on range. None of these cards are range. So that's kind of a bad thing. I don't know, getting rid of that card for the sake of range is... That's probably why I didn't pick it, because I needed more range. I do like the healing aspect of this one. But again, it's going to come down to... I do like the healing and the poison, which makes the next attack... No, poison goes on and on. I think it just adds 1 to all damage from that point forward. Short of them healing themselves. So if a guy can heal himself, then that's not going to last very long. But ultimately, like here, well, not all these guys are affected by poison. But it could potentially have hurt the other 2 guys. The stun. 7 damage stun. That's a huge hit. That's the kind of thing that just... That's the kind of thing that makes beating up on 12s a lot easier. If you can work that one into your strategy, it's a 1 guy hit, but it's a beatdown. And it's another 4 movement. So even if you don't do that, having extra 4 movements in your attack, plus possibility of infusing wind from the bottom, I got to take the 7. That's just too good. All right. That's Adrian's choice for this round. That's just a huge... He's got a 5 already. But the 5, I don't remember what the 5 does. And I think the 5 was harder to accomplish. I think you had to both be on opposite sides of the enemy or something. Yeah. Now he gets that. And he also does perks. Oh, increase hit points. Yeah, well, from here on out, he's going to be level 3, which is 15. Well, he's 14, but he gets an extra 1 for his cloak. That's just something I have to remember. I mean, essentially, it's going to be... It kind of shows it on here. What level 3 is, it'll be on the card. Gain perk mark. Gain 1 new perk mark. That's an X. That's Adrian here. Gets to get 1 X down here. Now, there's some good stuff down here. And last time we did this, we replaced a 0 with a +1 with an add. So that's the card we added last time was this guy. +1 plus an extra for each ally adjacent to the target. When you only have 1 ally, you can do it with banners, maybe get a couple extra. This is a lot more potent with a lot of friends. I'm going to try and do something that's a little bit better if your friends aren't available. Here's a +2 with a push. Add 2 +1s that have that roll. Add 2 +1 heal selves. Okay, so these are the cards your guy gets. They're custom modifications specifically to your character. And this one goes to Adrian. So these are the cards that they would be. Oops, nope. These are his masteries, if he was able to get his masteries done. He hasn't managed any of those yet. But, so these are the +1s. They don't roll, but this is a +2 with a push, which a +2 is really nice. And it's a push, so kind of gets guys back. Again, kind of useful for this one. I need to keep guys away. Plus, keeping them off of you, like if you don't want to, if you hit something, it's always nice to get a chance to shove them away. Then there's these rolling ones. This one's kind of nice because it rolls. So if you get the shield, you get to roll another card. And it just adds on or removes or whatever it does. It's just whatever the card is. Other options are, I don't know what the heals do. Heals must be 0. Yeah, heal self. But it's a rolling. So you heal self for 1, but then you get to roll another card, which might be good and add on more to it. Or it could also be bad, but, you know. If you do it at advantage, a roll is all part of one action, and then you do another roll. So you can decide which one you want to keep. And then ignore item negative effects. I don't have any negative items right now. If you get like certain armors have negatives. Certain items have negatives. At the end of each of your long rests, grant 1 ally within 3 a movement of 2. Whenever you open a door with a move ability, add +3 to your move. That's kind of nice. You can run up to a door, open the door, and move another 3, and leave your banners in the dust. Once each scenario during your turn, gain +2 shield for the round. So there you go. Those are my options. Replacing zeros is nice. It just gives you more chances to do extra damage. And it's probably why I did it, because the odds are, it's like take out a 0, you get a 1. It's less chances of getting negative. Replacing a -1 with a shield that rolls means you're taking a -1 out, possibly giving yourself a shield and having more chances at the other good cards in your deck because you've taken a -1 out. I like mathematically taking the negatives out and replacing them with a positive is mathematically better chances at positives. Simply adding positives is a better chance, but not as good because you still have the negatives in there. So it doesn't improve it as much. It's like a half gain. But I like the idea of a shield. I think the idea of having a shield is very good. And I'm going to add a shield. So I get to take a -1 out, which I love. Take a -1 out and replace it with a shield. Or no, that's not a shield. That's a heal. Shield. Where's the shield? Shields are very good, especially for Adrian, because Adrian moves fast, which means he's oftentimes the first guy to go, which means he's got to have a pretty good chance that when this comes up, that he's able to stop to reduce damage on himself, which is going to make a huge difference in his game plans. So this card, the -1, goes back into the the default cards that are down there. But that's it. That's his 1X. Now, you can do multiples of those if you level up enough times. But consider this. Level 10 is kind of the max of your guys. It's level 9, actually. And I think you're usually close to leveling. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 perk opportunities here. If you want to use most of those, you're only going to get about half through leveling. I need to start succeeding at these freaking bonuses, which help move you up and get your extra perks. So if you want extra perks, you got to get these done. I've been failing poorly with Adrian. Okay, so after you get perks, the ignore item 1 negative X perk only applies to that added. -1 effects. Perk only applies to the added one in the lower corner of some items. He ignores perks allow characters to fine-tune their necks. Number 1, mark perks gained by 4 ways: leveling up, gain check marks, creating characters, and achieving masteries. Yep. Masteries give you more perks too, I think. Attack at least 3 enemies with each of 3 abilities. But I think the masteries are the perks. No, you have to accomplish... Oh, no, I guess you achieve a mastery, you get an extra perk. Because I guess the masteries don't actually do anything. They just give you another perk. So you need these marks. You need these marks, perk marks, which are check marks, which will earn you a perk. An X is a perk. All right, so that's it for him. Or her, sorry. Now, characters do retire. These guys aren't that close to retiring. It's not that soon. All right, let's go ahead and do Royce. That card's gone away. Royce is going to get his opportunity to see his cool cards now. What does Royce get? Now, the elemental infusions. Royce has got a number of those, but they don't do anything. He has nothing that uses the infusions he creates. So maybe this will be his chance. All right, so card missed or card skipped, followed by cards available. He gets 1 more card for this level up to add to his pool. Remember, you still only get 10 cards. You just have more cards to choose from. So this is the card he chose to not do last time, and it's Reckless Augmentation. The disadvantage to that is it does 1 damage to you, gives you an experience if you're going fast, but it is a possible 5 damage attack with piercing 1. Again, would have been pretty useful against these robots. So that's pretty good. And then your slow parts, it's also got a very fast initiative for 10, and even 40 for slow isn't the worst. 3 movement, also 1 damage to self if you're going fast, if he's doing that. And also an experience. So you can get an experience anytime he uses this card if he's going fast. And he gets ward for himself. But damaging yourself, that's why I didn't take it. I'm not a fan of self-mutilation. So these are the new cards. Double time. This one just hits the guy twice and then runs away. And gets an experience if it's fast. He's got this little setup thing. On your next 3 turns while going fast, trigger all effects twice. All fast effects twice. That's pretty freaking cool. That's a lot of possible damage. That could be huge. If you're going fast with that. Now, granted, it's only 3 times, but you could wreck some stuff. Bam, 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 bam. That's some pretty cool. Plus, you get a lot of experience. The fast effects can be really... Now, it's fast effects, but still, I guess it depends on which fast effects you have, right? Because if your fast effect is not damaging, I mean, like wounds, but it'll give you 2 XP. But unless that fast effect is damaging in some way, it's not as good, right? I guess I made it bigger than it was. It was just your fast effects twice. I don't know what those are. Like, I guess I'd have to look at what some good fast effects to double would be. Some movements. Mostly they just give you more XP. This one would double your give you an extra damage. If you have that in play. Some extra movement. You can move up to 6 if you've got that going. This one would add an extra damage as well. And possibly more movement. This one does more XP because it's wounds. You can't get extra wounds. So fast effects twice. That's not +1, so it might just be range of 1 still. At the end of your turn, play 1 card from your hand. Immediately perform the top or bottom action of the card. So does that mean I can get rid of 2 speed while going slow and do a lot of stuff? I haven't done that card nearly as often as I should. That's really a pretty good card. Because it's basically like getting 2 attack actions if you're doing the speed. If you're going fast, you can do the 2 cards worth of attacks because you get to do the bottom part. Maybe not as good. I thought it was the top, but it might be good with this range one. Top or bottom. It's really good. I really got to use that more. All your attacks. Okay, so as it is, this is +2. Boy, this get doubled. I could turn that range into range of 4. Or it's actually 5. I've been playing this wrong. It's supposed to be +2, which means it's +2 to 1. So it's actually a range of 3. And I keep playing this as a range of 2. I gotta remember to do that correctly. It's actually a lot more range. Plus, it's a lot more range if I add 2 more. So that'd be a range of 5. That could be really good. Okay, so at least now I know what that is and how good it is. So, double time, it's basically, it's not much different really on the top from, what was it, Twin Strike. See, Twin Strike is same thing, 2-3, except it's 3-2, and you don't get the negative on the 2. And then the movement in the middle is exactly the same. So, but that card's not bad. All right, so that's what this card was. That was double time. It's okay. This is the best part. This is basically just another Twin Strike. Which having another Twin Strike isn't bad. Not to say, Twin Strike is one of my favorite cards. Make it count. Heals. He can hit everything, not just allies, anything up to 3 targets at a range of 3. So it's like twink, twink, twink. And then if you're going fast, it's another +2. 1 less target, 1 less range. But you can do 3 damage or 3 health healing to 2 targets at a range of 2. That's a really good heal. Very good heal. And if you're going slow, you don't get the extra health, but you do get a blessing in your deck, which is also good as a double damage. And then his basic down bottom is 1 movement, plus a 2 damage wound or muddle, depending on if you're going fast or slow. That's tough. That's tough. It's nice to have more healing, for sure. but having more attacks is also really good. So it's more, and the potential of the bottom half. Thing is, it's a lost card, and I'm not a big fan of lost cards because it just means you can't, once you do it, it's gone. It's only 3 actions, and I don't know that I have it. That might be a really good card later when I have more better first cards, first or fast actions. I don't think I have enough good ones to really take advantage of it. Like if I had that and this, and then when I did a heal, if this was in place, I could do this like 5 heal. I could basically make people 100%. So it might be good in the future, but I think I'm going to take Make It Count for the extra healing chances. So there we go. There's my, oops, that goes there. And so there you go. Make It Count, the new card for Royce. And now Royce gets his perk. His perks are different, of course. His deck has got different goodies in it. So his options are things like replace one -1 with a +1, which is basically a 2 jump. I mean, it's like turning a negative into a positive is a +2. It's like adding a +2 to your deck, but better, because if you add a +2, you still have a -1 in your deck. You could get on a roll and keep getting -1s. You take -1s out, that's one less chance to have a negative at all. Positive or 0 or -1. That's actually really good. I like replacing bad cards with good cards. I mean, it's more effective than simply taking out or just replacing cards. Replace a 0 with a +1 pin card. So it's like a bonus to your attack. It can hit and pin, so you get an extra chance of something good happening. But it is only 1. It is taking a 0 out, so that long streak of 8 out of 9 cards that were -1s and 0s, you'd lose the 0 and actually get a positive effect. You can replace 2 +1s with 2 +2s. That's really good too. Add a -1 and gain a fast token. But I am not big on adding negatives. As much as I want to be able to go fast more often, I'm not big on adding negatives. Add 1 +2 self-rolling card. So you give yourself regen, and you add it becomes a rolling card. Replace 1 0 card with 1. Place this card in your active area. On your next attack, discard this card to add +2 damage. That's actually pretty good. So if you get this 0, you remove the 0. Oh, and then the card is basically a 0. But it's a rolling card. So you put it in, it goes up there. You don't know what you got, but you took a 0 out of your deck. There will be 2 damage waiting for you on the next attack. And you might get a 2 damage or a ×2 or something else right now. You don't know, but it's the rolling effect. I like that one. I think I'm going to do that. Let's get the rolling effect going. Because we took a 0 out. That's one less bleh card I can get. It's not quite as good as taking out a -1. But it takes a 0 out. So let's go take a 0 out. Now, mind you, Royce has managed to get 2 extra perks. He's actually done pretty good. Reducing the number of blahs that I get. How many -1s are there in this deck? 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 4 -1s in this deck. That's a lot of -1s. How many 0s? 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. Negative ones are worse than zeros. But negative 1 turned into a positive 1. I think actually, you know what? But I'm gonna have, so if I get this card replacing a 0, I could still get something good. I might get something bad, but at least I know next time I'm getting a +2. So I think that's just a better shot. So let's do that. And we're going to go with the place this card in your active area. And it's a rolling, so you might still get a good hit. You might still have a chance. But next time you definitely have a chance. You will definitely hit something. Alright, so perks completed. I don't know how you get these. Oh, he already has that. Oh, he's already got that one. Oh, these are just cards you get whenever you would gain premium. He already has that. So I guess you can get other stuff. Like whenever you would short rest, you spend 1 unspent item for no effect to get a different one back. At the start of your first turn, each scenario, you may move 3. I don't know. There are things you can put into play. There are extra perks. That's what those are. So this one technically is available to my guy. He probably should be there because he does have that perk. I've just never really brought it out because what do I need that for? Alright. That's it, troops. Leveling up is done. We have now made ourselves better, we hope, for that next encounter. These are my items. And these 2 cards will go back in the box. These will be my next modifications. Hopefully, with any luck, things will go better for us in the next attempt. We'll get more goodnesses. Oh, you know what? I have to mark this, though. Oh, do I have 2 of those in there? Or was that the first one I did and I just marked it twice? Did I already mark this? Nope. I already marked it. Never mind. What guy? What do you mean? What doing now? What are we gonna do about the guy playing? I don't know what you mean. You. What do you mean? Do about me? You referring to dinner? About the guy playing needs to go eat dinner. Leveling up each time a character level achievement masters. Okay, so we're done with that. No retirement, no creating characters. Crafting items. Do I want to craft items? I don't know that I need any more items. I can't carry any more items. Oh, I did level up. That's nice. I get to take both my items in with me now. Because I think you get to go half your level rounded leveled up, and now I'm 3. So instead of being at 1, I'll be 2. I can take 2 items in. I have 2 items, so there's no point in me getting more. But that's pretty cool. I don't have enough stuff to craft anything anyway right now. I mean, there's not that many cool things in there to craft. Hey, the guy play based based on that logic. Yes, you're right. It wasn't very fun if you had to explain it, but based on that logic, the guy playing just got better because the guy he's playing with are better, and I get more options. I'm already a genius. I mean, what the heck? I'm a genius with bad luck. I mean, come on. I drew every 0, -1 there was in the deck before I touched any of the positives. That's just pretty luck. Yeah, well, if you say so. Brew potions, again, just an item I can't really carry with me. Until I can carry more items, what's the point? I mean, I guess if I want to try something new, I don't have any items to really brew. And crafting, I kind of looked through there. I didn't see anything all that like, gotta have that. I'd like to be able to purchase items, but I can't do that yet because we haven't got what it takes to build items yet. Sell items. I could sell items, but I guess once I decide there's something I want. Construction upgrade. Oops, the upgrade in construction I already did, which was wrong. Should have done that. What did I do already? After the outpost stays affect all buildings, go through the building deck in sequence, order one at a time for each building resolve. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do that. There is a thing that you're supposed to do with these cards. And I haven't seen them do anything. This is why I haven't done it. But maybe they do something now. Okay, so one of the things you're supposed to do when you go through these cards is you're supposed to go through them in order. So 4, 5, 12, 34, 35, 98. Okay. Oh, that's 84. What the heck? Goes way back there. All right, so you're supposed to go through mining camp. I can buy metal for 2 gold. I don't have any need for metal right now. So I don't need to do that. Collectively buy a pelt for 2 gold. You know, maybe I should because I need it. So I can't use the hunting lodge yet because I just built it, and that's supposed to be built at the end of the round. But how much metal do I have? And I should probably do this every time simply because you can only buy 1. So I should probably do it because saying I don't need it right now is kind of silly, given that you probably will, and you're going to wish you did it because you're only allowed to do 1. Where the heck did my... Hello? Oh, there it is. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this. I will spend some gold to get the I'll spend 2 gold. It's really not much. Collectively too. It's like I'll bring everything together and spend some gold. Adrian will pay. So he gets a pelt. Or no, he gets an iron. It's not much, but it's better than nothing, right? No effect, no effect. Each of the following is enough for no effect. Collectively train up to a soldier. I already have full soldiers. Nobody's been attacked yet. haven't been hit by anything yet, so the barracks are fine. So yeah, now I have that place. Next time, this will be in there, which means I can buy pelts. Okay, back to putting that away. So when you build a character, they gain a goal. a goal in life. And that goal in life is what their retirement state is. The thing that lets them say, you know what, I've had enough. I've accomplished all my goals, and I'm ready to quit and call it a day and be happy forever and ever at my old home in Los Alamos. But so if you meet their goal, but it's a long ways away. I haven't done anything to meet any goals yet. So we are not close. I think that's it, troops. We've done everything. We've built. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. One last step before we move on. Where'd it go? Hello. Where'd it go? Construct buildings, upgrade, rebuild. That's it. Construction. We did all of that stuff. The world is complete. The only thing left is to start the next scenario, which is an outpost phase. Or not the next scenario. We're going to do this scenario again as we say, we're going back to deal with them dang robots. They have decent gold, 40 or so, 40 or 50 gold. I'm playing kind of harder scenarios. Well, they're a little harder. I mean, I'm playing them at a higher level, which results in a higher multiplier when you get gold. So if you get 1 gold, it's worth 3. I think it's 3. Yeah. So level 2 scenario gets you 3 times the gold. So every 1 gold is worth 3. So when I play again, it's going to be the same. I'm still level 2 scenarios though, because for a solo play, it's your average level, which both my guys leveled, so they're both average level of 3. Now for solo, it's +1. So the average level is it's 3 divided by 2 is 3. No, average level is 3. What is it? It's average character level divided by 2 plus 1 is basically what it is. So, yeah, it's weird. That's why it always throws me off. I had it down in my head a minute ago. All right, it's, for example, it's taking the average level of all characters in a scenario and then adding 1 before you divide by 2. So my average, so it's 3 plus 3 plus 1. Is that what it is? No, it's 3 plus 3 is divided by 2. Oh, and then you divide by 2 again. Okay, that's what it is. That's what throws me off. With 2 characters, you divide by 2 twice. With 3 characters, you divide by 3 because that's how many characters it is. So the first time, you're just dividing by the number of characters. 3 plus 3 is 3 divided by 2, because that's my number of characters, is 3. Then you add 1, so it's 4. Divide that by 2, and it's 2. I'm still playing level 2. That's how it is. Yes. By the way, you can buy stuff, but consumables are not really consumable. You don't really lose anything, I don't think. It says I don't think there's anything that's truly consumable. At least that's, unless I misunderstood. When you buy stuff, it's items you always have. It's like they never go away. I don't know. Maybe you're just drinking sips of stuff. I don't know. Potions, items can be brewed at the start of a campaign. All windows in the alchemy chart are closed, blah, blah, blah. And then you can change different characters. You can sell them back if you don't want to use them. But I'm pretty sure they're, like the potions and stuff that you can brew are not really consumable. They're like, you're just drinking what you need. So you always have something. 58 and 66. Let's see if there's any other mention of them. When the party brews a new potion, move all remaining copies of that item from the unavailable supply to the available. Access to certain items is limited even once. Craftable items in a supply chain. By purchasable items, supplies can only be gained in specific uses. Creating a new character. Items are only returned. So there are things in the game that might force you to lose items. Maybe something rot, spoils your potions or something. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think you actually lose anything. It's like you can only use them once during the scenario. It'll tell you it's a one-time use. But like the potions that we got, both my guys have a potion. And in order to brew potions, you have to have resources. Remember, I lost these scenarios, so I didn't really gain any more resources onto this. But he's got a renewing potion. But see, it's a one-time use during the scenario, and then you get it back at the end of the scenario. So it's like I drink a little bit of it, and the bottle magically fills itself back up, I guess. Unless I'm, and there's a strong possibility there's something I'm missing there. I feel like you're right, potions should be consumable, but the thing is, you don't get that much of the resources. Like, look, I have 0 left of the resources, and that was building one little potion. So you get them pretty rarely. So yeah, I don't know how often or how good it is to burn those out. You're only allowed to take like 1 or 2 items into battle with you each time. So I'm going to get to take 2. So I'll get to take both my potion and my trap on the next time. Now, maybe you're right. If I could afford to craft some more traps, maybe taking 2 traps in here. That's an idea. You just gave me an idea. I should. You're right. I should consider crafting me some more crafting stuff. Crude spear, scepter, crude command, charm, crude chain. Wait. I think, oh wait, are those the purchasables? I may have got them mixed up. No, these are the crafting ones. Wait, where did I get the traps from then? Oh, there's 92. Oh, wait, where's my traps? I don't know where I get. Oh, they were purchases. Oh. That was a purchasable item, but it was I must have found these items. That must have come out of a chest or something. Available purchased items, but they're only available once I can go to a store, so I can't buy stuff yet. So yeah, I must have found those in a chest or something. Because yeah, I can't actually build traps. I don't know how I got those. I must have got them from treasure. That's kind of cool, but unfortunately not accessible. So as far as it goes, I can only build armor. And I don't know. During your move ability, add +1. During your end of your turn, loot an adjacent hex instead of hex you occupy, which is kind of nice. Crude spear, anything good for movement? Dancing slippers. After you suffer damage from an attack, perform 2 movement. During your melee attack ability, add +1 damage to 1 attack. See, the things like the heavy sword is kind of nice because my hammer is nice for stunning, but it's a one-time shot. This is reusable. But you have to take long rests, and it's so hard to take a long rest. With 2 guys, it's like, who's going to pick up the slack? When an enemy would apply a negative condition to you, prevent the condition. Oh, wow. If you want that, you can prevent negative conditions, but you put 2 -1 cards in your deck. It's like, no, not doing that. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. And this one, it puts a -1 in your deck as well. So if you have items with negatives on them, with Adrian, she can actually ignore this, and she gets to take a -1 out of her deck. So if you have a good item, on the next 2 attacks targeting you, the attacker gains disadvantage. That's like better than leather, which only gives you 1 time. So basically when it comes into play, it's just on the next 2 attacks. During your move ability, add +1 to your movement. That's actually pretty good. Does Adrian have shoes? I don't even know if Adrian has shoes. Adrian, what kind of shoes are you wearing? Adrian doesn't have any shoes. She's not wearing shoes. Should probably look at giving her some shoes. Does she have pelts? She does have pelts. I mean, they're just crude boots, but they would give her extra movement. Flexible slippers. During end of turn looting, loot an adjacent hex. Looting adjacent hexes is nice because then you don't have to actually move into the square. During your turn, add 1 range to one of your range attacks. During your turn, one of your single target melee attack abilities may target an enemy 2 hexes away. But that's during your turn. You can only do it once. I like things that are constant. You just always get it. Those are nice. It's 2 pelts to build a crude boots. When an enemy would apply a negative condition to you, prevent the condition. No, I'm not doing that one. I already read that. At the start of the scenario, increase your maximum hit point value by 1. I already have that. Oh, wow. This simple charm, unfortunately, it replaces my helmet, which is preventing me from getting ×2'd. But it would actually remove a -1 from your deck, which is pretty nice. When you suffer damage from an attack, gain +2 for the attack. I don't understand how that would gain 2 shield for the attack. So how do you suffer damage and then gain 2 shield for the attack? I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm not going to do that. I like the crude boots. Always getting extra movement when I move. That would make her moves a lot more effective. Cost 2 pelts. We're doing it. And she don't have any shoes. Least you can do is get some shoes. So both of Adrian's pelts are gone. And I don't know what Royce has. Does Royce have shoes? Royce doesn't have shoes either. Yeah. I do it all the time, man. Or I do that cry out like he does at the end of the show. Adrian! I do it all the time. When she does bad, it's Adrian, what are you doing? I do that all the time. Yes. Well, you can't. Yeah, you can only buy like 1 material. Like you can keep upgrading those buildings, and you can buy more. But like right now, they're level 1, so I can only buy 1. And when you craft items, I think you're only allowed to craft like 1 per character or something like that. You can't like just go in there and craft a boatload of stuff. Where'd it go? Construction, brew potions, sell items, retire, craft items. Non-potion items can be crafted by interacting with crafting buildings. Characters craft an item by paying. When paying, crafting cost materials taken from the Frosthaven supply, but herbs cannot be. The crafting characters gains 1 copy of the crafted item at the start of the campaign. Only items and blueprints. More items will be added to the available. Any time in the available crafting supply can be crafted when an item is required to craft an item. If all copies of the required item are owned by other members of the party, the crafting character may spend the gold resources or items listed as the required items cost in place of spending the item itself. Crafting character may spend the gold resources or items listed as the required items cost in place of spending the item itself. What? When an item is required to craft another item. Oh, wow. That's a thing? Oh, is that how that works? I didn't know that. Okay, so apparently with some of these items, like these ones, they require another item to be built. Like if you have those, that number 10 means you have to have that number 10 item before you can build this number, whatever this item is. So, but you have to put 2 -1 items in your deck. So like it's a good shield, but freaking A, why would I want 2 -1s in my deck? That's terrible. I can see that for Adrian once I get this perk that says I can ignore the -1s or ignore the negatives. But Royce doesn't have that, and Royce needs shoes. So Royce is either going to do, during your move, add 1, the same shoes that Royce got, or we do the flexible slippers, which allows him to loot close by. Those are the best. Those are the only shoes in here, really. Well, there are dancing slippers. After you suffer damage from an attack, move 2. That's actually kind of cool because, like, if you're like close to somebody and you take damage and they're going to shoot you can maybe move 2 and get out of range. You know, or if you take damage, it prevents you from keep getting hit. You know, you can kind of like, okay, I'm out of here. But enough of that nonsense. Suffering damage and moving. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm going to get out of here. So it's better, moving out of the way from the next possible attack. I mean, it doesn't even have to move out of the way. You can get hit and move straight at him and say, all right, I'm coming after you. Was it an hour ago? Oh, it's 9 o'clock. My wife's like, what happened to him? He never came upstairs. I am still hungry regardless. I'm starving. I'm like, why am I so hungry? Well, it's because you haven't gone upstairs and ate. I don't know if I want to get the same boots that he has. It's nice that he could... Moving extra space, though, is huge. It does make getting into position... All right, I got to do it. Eventually, I could buy other pairs and just pick the ones I want. Because you still only... You can have multiple items. I just don't think you're allowed to take items. You're only allowed to have... So, he needs to have 2 pelts. Do you have 2 pelts? Okay, he does. All right. So they got boots now. They're fully equipped on their bodies. they're ready for battle. So with any luck, next time goes better. I can actually have both my items with me next time, which means I get my renewing potion, which means I get my items back. During your turn, up to 2 of your spent items come back. So that's kind of cool. That's what the renewing potion does. And Adrian's got a healing potion, which means during his turn he can just heal himself, which is even cool too. I don't know where to go. It's somewhere. It's somewhere nearby, I hope. Alright, well. Oh, there it is. Healing potion. 3 to self. During your turn, perform 3 to self heal. Big deal. Big deal. Plus, we're gonna have better health already. We're gonna be able to heal ourselves more. We're gonna be able to avoid damage and move further. I think we're gonna be better. We're definitely gonna have a better chance at this next round. So yeah, I think that's it. All leveled up, ready for another round, but probably not tonight. It's 10 o'clock. I got to get to bed at a reasonable time. I don't have any plans tomorrow, so yep, I'll probably be streaming again. I'm gonna beat this stupid scenario, and we're a long way from leveling again, so we should be able to do a 2 or 3 scenarios at this level comparison, where I'm doing level 2 scenarios as level 3 characters, which should make me a lot more effective going in. I still have to do a road event, but I'll do that as part of the scenario next time. As I come back, as we journey back to this hellhole that we woke up from a nightmare of being beaten down so many times. Can you get through their damage reduction, though? Well, yeah, the higher damage potential. See, one of the cards that this guy got, 7 damage. That's tons of damage. Granted, I can only do it once, but that amount of damage is massive. So that's just doing that one time could be crucial. Plus, having less negatives in my decks, so that's more likely to have pluses that are going to do stuff. One of them adds +2 to the next attack, even if it's not now effective. Next attack, it will be. So if I only do 2, it's suddenly 4, which means I'm through their shield. I'm doing 2 instead of 4. Or I'm doing 4 instead of 2. So yeah, a lot of the stuff I got, even though it's small little bits, it just means more often I'm going to do a lot more damage. Like I was close to wounding these guys significantly more, but if I had done 2 damage here or 3 damage there, a little bit more early, it would be less focus on those guys. Maybe I didn't have to take that final hit. Maybe I could have ran up on the cannons a little sooner. I mean, there's a lot of things. You take the zeros and the negatives out of your deck, more positive effects happen. Plus, these are rolling attacks, rolling cards I got in there, which means I can flip more cards, which means more chances at better results. So I may have to read a little bit on how the advantage and disadvantage works when it comes to negatives, it comes to the modifications and the rolling cards, but it's minor. I remember it's being pretty simple. I just have to look at it again. So we'll pick different combat cards since we're going back and it's a brand new approach. Those are goal cards for the combat. But yeah, I'm excited. I think this next attack should be, or this next round should be a lot more successful. I think I played through the last one pretty quick. It only took me a couple hours. So that is one thing. Each one of these campaigns or whatever, they take, or each scenario probably takes, if you know what you're doing, 2 to 3 hours. It's long. So it's like you're playing a D&D campaign. If you know and you're set up and you're ready, but you know, there's the road event and then there's a setting up the scenario, which takes a little bit of time. The road event doesn't take that much time, but it is one more thing. And then you got to read through it and set up and plan a little bit. And then hopefully, if we know the rules, there's not going to be any, it'll go pretty smoothly, but you have to stay focused too. And when you're streaming, there's less focus because I keep, talk to the other people and get distracted. I do that. That's my thing. But I will probably pick my 10 cards that I'll play with before we start because I probably won't do that during the stream. Maybe. Maybe, baby. But yeah. Plus my voice is going. I can feel it. My throat's getting hoarse. Yeah. See? It's terrible. Okay. I'm getting loopy. I need food. You know what I might do next? Since I don't really have what I really don't have time for is another scenario. Maybe I'll sit down and just stream some Snap, Marvel Snap. My wife probably already went to bed. She's like, forget him. She probably went to bed at like 8 o'clock. She slept all day and then she's probably in bed by 8. All right. That's it for me for now. Don't know what I'm doing. If I stream anymore, who knows? But for now, I gotta go eat. and decide what I'm doing next. So until then, I'll talk to you later. Bye.